Good morning. Welcome to the Triple Crown Volleyball NIT in Salt Lake City from the Salt Palace Convention Center. It's day one of a 212-team festival of volleyball here on President's Day weekend. All weekend long, we're going to have up here on our, we're still trying to name this thing, so help us out. You can tweet us your names. It's the perfect platform, or the platform of prestigious people, perhaps. Platform of prestigious people. I think that's what we've got today. We're up here on the platform in the middle, in the nerve center of the convention center as volleyball goes on all around us. I'm Thad Anderson. We'll be having guests on all day long here on our live stream. This is also presented to the whole convention center. And our first guest, this is like great rodeo. With good rodeo, you start with bull riding, right?
Sure.
So why not bring in last year's AVCA 18's Coach of the Year? It's Terri Spann from Arizona Storm. Terri, welcome.
Thank you, Thad.
Thank you
Glad
for
to be
being here.
Absolutely.
All right, so volleyball is about a lot of things, and one thing it's about is family.
Absolutely.
So how's your daughter?
My daughter's amazing. She finished her freshman season at CU in Boulder, and she had a great experience playing for Jessie Mahoney, so she's doing good.
We bring up Justine because she was featured here over the last few years, but last year a championship team loaded with talent. Arizona Storm has put together quite a program. Not only were you last year's 18's Coach of the Year, and I know I'm saying that a lot. You probably want me to say it less.
Probably.
But congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Also, honorable mention, Club Director of the Year. Slacking a little bit, just honorable mention.
Clearly, I don't know, you know.
Well, congratulations on those accolades. And I know, obviously, from talking to you, I'm sure you send a lot of that right back to the players for what's happened.
Absolutely.
But talk to us about the Storm. Where are you at now? You had a lot of players move on to great college opportunities, but you look like you're still churning along just fine.
We are. You know, obviously we had a special group of girls the past few years. Jamie and I were very blessed to be able to coach an elite group. We consider them one of the finest programs to exist in club volleyball. And now we're on to the girls that we have currently. Amazing group as well. We're actually coaching in 16 Thunder. And but the overall club has just been very successful because our success in the past. So it's just been an amazing experience, and 12s through 18s, I couldn't be more proud as a club director and just to be a part of it. So. And
you're hubbed out of the general Phoenix area.
Yes.
But you've got a central and an east operation. Tell us more about the structure of the club.
Well, I mean, we have an east location out of Gilbert, Arizona, and then the Phoenix location. But it's kind of funny because our high school level practices in Tempe at ASU. As alumni of ASU, I want to kind of bring those kids back in on campus and keeping my fingers tied, one will end up going there, and but it's nice to kind of be right there. So when college coaches come in and watch our practices, it's easy in and out, and we get a few more coaches in just to be able to recruit our kids.
We're in the home of, we're one of the footprint hotbeds here of the Pac-12 conference in Salt Lake City with the University of Utah. You played in the Pac-10 with Arizona State. A lot of your players last year moved on into the Pac-12. And, of course, the conference hung up a championship after a little bit of a dry spell on the college scene. Talk about that Pac-12, and not just the Pac-12 maybe, but that level of college volleyball, maybe the changes you've seen from the time you were on the floor, starring All-American style, on to today.
Well, first off, these girls are just getting bigger and bigger every year, stronger, and it's just amazing to see the development of these kids at such a young age. You know, there's always this constant debate of, you know, the top conferences and stuff like that, and I love to see when the Pac-12 brings it in. If I can't root for, you know, ASU or where my daughter's at, I'm rooting for where my players are at, or just the Pac-12 in general. So,
what the energy around the game now, and whether it's compared to when you were in the game or just what you've seen in the last 5 or 7 years, volleyball's exploded. A recent article came out this week about sort of the progression of the sport and as it maybe passes basketball in popularity with young players. What is it about volleyball in your mind? Why are you still so tied to the game?
It's a fun sport. It's fast-paced. It's explosive. There's a lot of energy. There's so much going on as far as what these young girls are doing. There's so much team leadership. There's not too big of a core group in the roster where they can have that close-knit, family. And it's a lot of fun to watch, to witness, and to be a part of.
Talking with Terri Spann with Arizona Storm. This Triple Crown Volleyball NIT in Salt Lake City, this is officially the 4th year of the event. There are really 5 years, but Sean Hardy doesn't like to talk about the first year.
Because it was
kind of like when you launch a rocket, and you just send it to the ocean and let it crash and forget about it. But it was actually a fantastic year. The 4 top clubs that showed off and kind of showcased events in Richmond, an Arizona squad. T Street was there, TAV was there, we had Munciana there. But that was 5 years ago. Now the event's 212 teams this year.
Amazing.
Has grown like a weed, or maybe better than a weed. What's your perspective on that?
I mean, it's funny. When Sean Hardy approached me at one of the tournaments, actually, we had just lost to TAV in Las Vegas, and he said, hey, just a heads up, TAV will be at Triple Crown if you guys want to come back and, redeem yourself.
Oh.
And I thought, what's this Triple Crown? So I Googled it. I called Molly Stark at Spiral, and I'm like, how'd you like it? She raved about it, and I was on board within a week, and we prepared to be a part of it. When we walked in the facility the first time, we were like, wow, this is a small venue. This is a little bit something we're not used to. But then as the tournament took place, and we're a part of the whole overall experience, getting to know the Triple Crown staff and everything, it was just amazing. I couldn't imagine not coming back to this tournament.
And the power pool structure. So
oh my gosh,
here this weekend, we've got 18s, 17s, 16s, 15s, and 14s. 14-year-old division has 20 teams. All the other divisions have 48 teams, kind of capped at 48 for some mathematics of how you bracket the thing. But the power pools, explain that from a coach's, from a club director's perspective.
It is stressful. If you really look at the power teams in these pools, like it's a little bit overwhelming when you kind of like look at your pool when you're first looking at it on AES. It's a little overwhelming, but that's why we're playing in this, because we want that competition. We feel like we prepare for this all year, and it's something that it kind of gives us a perspective of where we're at and what we need to continue to train on as the season progresses. But it's nice to see the best of the best playing against each other at a high level, and seeing where your players are amongst the other players in their class. So it's awesome. It's just a great competitive environment. You
started with stressful.
Very stressful.
You ended with awesome. So you've evolved.
I love competition. I am always up for a dogfight.
I shared a plane flight yesterday with a coach, an assistant coach from the T Street program.
Oh, okay.
So we pulled up his schedule, and we were looking at it this morning, talking about good rodeo and bull riding out of the gates. Their first two matches at 4 a.m. It wasn't quite that early. 7 a.m., 8 a.m., whatever it was. They went TAV and Coast right out of the gates, and so we had the same conversation of what are the potential negatives of something like that, or are there any at this time of year?
It can be hard, just the little things, because you're trying to work on lineups and trying to figure things out still. And so the stressful part is working your whole team in on the court, and sometimes you kind of just go with your core 7, 8 kids sometimes, and that could be a little bit difficult. But for the most part, I mean, you play club sports, you play at on a high level team for a reason. This is why these kids want to be involved in the sport.
So while you're here with your team, how many teams do you have with you here this weekend?
I brought 3 teams.
3,
because I felt like those 3 teams would be great for this environment.
Okay. What will you do? I know you've got sort of your pool play structure today, tomorrow, then it transitions into the playoff round, the bracket round. What else will you fit in, if anything, while you're in town? You going to go skiing with everybody?
Absolutely not. And we're kind of a low-key club, and we're really big on resting and team bonding. Actually, it's funny, our 16s team is given a song to perform. They were horrible yesterday, so they had to do 20 push-ups over in the convention center.
Enough.
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually have a talent show planned with all the teams, and it's more about, kind of just like you talked, family. It's very important. When we go on these trips, we come to compete, but we also want to bond together as a club and amongst our teammates and get to know everyone.
Well, on Monday morning at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time, 10:30 Eastern, we'll start a triple header of championship broadcasts from right here inside the Salt Palace Convention Center. 14-year-olds championship at 8:30 Mountain Time on Monday, then the 16s, then the 18s, all in succession on ESPN3. We're going to see anybody in there?
I'm hoping.
Let's
I feel like
prediction.
we have an amazing 16s team, an amazing 15s and 14s. I couldn't be more proud. So I'm hoping we have some Storm representation.
We've got guests coming up here on our platform, on our what I call the platform of prestigious people, all weekend long. But we started with you. We've had you in our television
special.
Productions the last couple of years. And, I'll glad hand anybody and I'll blow smoke to anybody, but I'm not blowing smoke. It's been fantastic working with your club the last couple of years.
Thank you so
with
much.
Those broadcasts. We do some biography sheets where we have the kids fill out information. And they're always the energy, the spirit, sort of the style, the class of the program is obvious in the way that the young women conduct themselves. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
More importantly than anything else we've seen, that's job one.
Thank you.
You've done a nice job with that. Before we let you go, is there any one thing, if you went right now and you're here to talk about Storm and you went under your Christmas tree of important, big wrapped up gifts about the Storm that we haven't talked about, What do you need to unwrap for us that we haven't seen? What's the best thing we haven't talked about with the Storm?
Well, I just think we've always had positive representation at all tournaments, and I love that our girls strive to be that contender in the championship title games, and we have a common goal, and that's we start talking about winning a national championship and winning these tournaments, and it's something that we kind of instill in our kids at Storm, and I love that about our girls. They know why they're coming to Storm, and it's to win. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
That's okay. That's an acceptable pursuit.
Yes.
That's Terri Spann with Arizona Storm. Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Thad. It's been awesome.